Sports Showcase event on Harvard TV. I'm Ray Ruse, filling in for Don Morrison, and I'm here with my broadcast partner, Bob McCone. We were at Bel Air High School for a boys basketball game against C. Milton Wright and Bel Air. Bel Air is currently, C. Milton Wright is currently coached by Mario Scott. They are currently 12-3 overall and 10-1 in the league. They are on a 8 or 9 game win streak. Coach Scott likes to say they want to be intelligent runners, share the ball, and they want to pressure. Last year they were 17-7 and lost in the regional final to Kenwood High School. For C. Milton Wright, they are assisted by Marcus Wood, and we also have, I will have to get the first name, Coach Sheo. Our referees are David Graham, Tom Awalt, and Mike Resek. For Bel Air Bob, we are coached by Alex Darko. They are currently 7-5, but they're 6-1 in the league, so they seem to be getting a little bit of a roll here. He's a 9th-year varsity coach, but he's also done 5 years of JV. And back to C. Milton Wright, Coach Scott, I forgot to mention that this is his first year coaching, but as you know, he's got much experience in the sport, playing and coaching. So what are you looking for in this matchup, Bob?
Well, talking to the two coaches, they're both excited for tonight's game. The Bel Air coach, talking to Coach Darko, is that he thinks his team's been playing very well over the last 8 games, and he thinks this is a huge challenge. But on the other hand, you know, he thinks they are as ready as they can be for this game. Talking to Coach Scott, he's taking one game at a time because, like you said, this is his first year, and he's starting 4 sophomores and 1 junior, which is absolutely incredible. And to be 12-3 with kids that he's never coached before, you know, B, coming into a new program, although it's been a very successful program over the years, you know, is just outstanding. And so from that standpoint, I really can't wait to see how C. Milton plays under Coach Scott and how much improvements that Bel Air is going to show under Coach Darko. So I'm hoping it's going to be a really good game, but it's going to be a challenge for both of them.
Well, and as we all know, feeder programs are very important, and 2 of the boys on C. Milton Wright, starter Noah Clark and senior Aaron Clark, their father, Steve Clark, I know him personally, and I think all 4 of the sophomores are on his AAU team. And they really put a lot of time and effort into their basketball life. And it's obviously paying off here.
Well, and then number 5, Larry Thompson, he was on the Bel Air JV team for 2 years, and now he's at C. Milton Wright as a varsity starter, and he ended up hitting the game-winning 3-point shot against Edgewood to give him a 52-50 win in their last game.
Well, that shows you the way that the coaching staff at C. Milton Wright is improving this team. Let's pause here and listen to these intros here. back after the introductions and the national anthem. Quite a good crowd here.
Yeah, it's almost full here tonight.
And we actually have cheerleaders cheering for us today if they make it on the camera at all. So right now, for what I have starting lineup for Bel Air: Trey Dennis, Cam Devine, Josiah Jagman, Jared Bickler, and Nick Galinsky. For C. Milton Wright, I have Larry Thompson, Kyle Ashman, Jordan Ross, Noah Clark, and Dylan Sander.
You know, Ray, right now our monitor's not on. I don't know what's happening with it, but
okay, I can tell already that we're going to have a hard time seeing some of the action here with the crowd standing to our left.
it's yeah, these kids are going to stand the whole basketball game here. The Bel Air High School students, and if you look across the way, see Milton students are standing up on their quarter of the bleachers, and it's going to be a cheer fest tonight. See Milton yelling defense, the other side. Nice drive by Trey Dennis, didn't go in.
We have a couple misses here early on. Inbound for C. Milton Wright. Looks like we have number 5, Larry Thompson, bringing the ball up court often. See what style of play we get going here. Okay, an inbound play here for C. Milton Wright underneath the basket. Threw the ball a little too high there, Bob. Bel Air inbounding the ball on the sideline here. We got 40 seconds into the game here. 7:20 to go in the first period. Nobody scored yet. Turnover. Whoa. That was a nice drive by number 11, Jordan Ross.
He's a second-year varsity player, so he played varsity basketball as a freshman for them last year. He's the only player back who has varsity experience.
That is definitely impressive. Another drive here.
Wow. That was a nice concept by C. Milton. They just cleared a wing out and let the point guard drive where they cleared out, and he had a clear lane to the basket. He just missed a shot.
See if they have any kind of special inbound play here. Had to kick it all the way across court.
And he stepped out of bounds.
That's twice now that Bel Air's pressure has made it difficult for C. Milton Wright's inbound play, and it's called 2 consecutive turnovers on inbound plays. Now you got Josiah Jagman here bringing the ball up court, and they'll play him at the 4 and 5, but he has guard skills. That was a nice wraparound. Number 3 for Bel Air, that would be Jared Bickler. I thought they actually had him pinned under there pretty far, Bob. So that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they let him slip out right underneath the basket where you don't want him to slip out.
Missed shot, called it off C. Milton Wright.
Well, except they're giving it to C. Milton Wright. Yeah, the official said it went out of bounds on a Bel Air player, but I
thought it was the other way around.
They need a replay of that one.
Coach Scott did say that they like to share the ball. Rebound by Josiah Jagman there. You'll see that happening a lot today.
Bel Air did a nice job of blocking out right there. They're going to have to against this team.
Okay, missed shot there. It's kind of a tough shot. They got him up in the air, and
he needed to stay on his feet before he let that go.
Okay, they're giving the ball to
C. Milton.
C. Milton right again.
Bel Air's doing a nice job of blocking out. They should have really gotten that rebound.
Another turnover on an inbound play.
That's one of the most important positions in basketball, is having an inbound player who throws it to your guys every time. It's a tough job.
I will say, though, to the inbounder's defense, there wasn't a lot of movement from the other four players.
No, I'm saying it's a tough job. It's one of the toughest jobs in basketball, and you have to find the right kid who can do that on a regular basis.
I mean, I thought they'd be setting some screens, somebody running off it to get open for a pass. Now we have a little bit of pressure here from C. Milton Wright, soft pressure.
This is a good real matchup here. This must have been interesting last year when they were both playing, Larry Thompson and Trey Dennis against, both of them on the same Bel Air team last year.
I think they would have liked to have that layup back there. We had a drive to the basket.
It was a clean look, too.
Yeah. So we've got number 33, Cam Devine, going to the line here for probably 2. Makes the first one.
Cam is also a basketball or a baseball player, a pretty good baseball player from what I hear.
Puts in both.
Both C. Milton and Bel Air have a lot of kids who play 2 sports and are very good at both of them.
Wow, that was a tough shot. Number 11 there for C. Milton Wright, Jordan Ross, kind of put in a floater there. That was pretty.
C. Milton Wright snuck a sub in on us. Number 1, Aaron Clark, is in the ball game for them.
Coach likes to call him his Swiss Army knife. He said he's the guy that just goes in there and does all the jobs.
Yeah, he's the guy that I call the glue guy. He glues everybody together so that they do their thing, and he does a lot of the dirty work, and he communicates.
Aaron's also a 3-sport star. If I'm not mistaken, Aaron is one of the 2 captains on the team. Okay, that was a little bit of a lost ball there, but very cleanly, number 33 for C. Milton Wright. That would be Brandon Stepp, just picked that up and put it right in.
Aaron was a captain of the soccer team also.
Oh, yes. And I meant to say that was Brandon Stepp if I didn't get it correctly. So we already have a 6-4 game here halfway through the first quarter. Points have been hard to come by, Bob.
Well, C. Milton averages 60 points a game, and they give up 49. So they play defense, and they run a lot of pattern stuff. And so, they're not going to score in the 70s or 80s or 90s, and Bel Air is pretty much the same way. So it's going to be a game in the 40s, 50s, or 60s. So we'll see how it evolves.
So they called that foul on the floor. So we have another inbound play. Let's see if C. Milton Wright, they got that one in. Yeah, I figured they were going to try to get it inside at some point. A little inside game. Boy, Brandon Stepp going 2 buckets in a row. Little turnover here. See if he takes it right to the basket. Pulling up for 3. It's off the mark. Good hustle. Wow. There's number 25, Trey Dennis, with a dunk.
Well, that elicited some noise and support from the Bel Air faithful. A really nice play on Trey Dennis's part.
He made that look so effortless.
He had a nice year last year, Trey Dennis.
I mean, 3 people break out for a loose ball. He separated himself with a little burst of speed there.
Some athleticism never hurts.
Okay, long 3. Wanting the foul there. I may not disagree. Let's see if we're gonna have another back in here.
I like the fact that they're throwing the ball into the post and having the defense have to honor the post and look at the post where they may have to help out. It's going to free up their 3-point shooters at some point during the ball game.
We love it when they get the inside-outside game going, but you've said this before, the shooters need to make the shots, you know.
Well, that's
at least enough of them.
That's in every game. You know,
but if you want your big man to kick that ball back out instead of doing a back-end play, you got to consider it. Yeah, so Trey Dennis pulling up, making a nice shot there from the outside. I think it was a 3.
Yes.
We're having a little trouble seeing as well as we would like to, folks, because you got a very great fan base here that's going to stand the whole game for us.
Trey Dennis is also a very good football player, by the way. And if you look at the body, you can see the football body on him. I tell you what, I love the fact that both teams are playing man defense. They're working very hard at it.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to have to mark Trey Dennis in any sport. I think we had a little travel there. Wright down by 1. Lost control of the ball.
Wow, that ball was hit from the back.
Yeah, I thought that they, other officials coming up to him.
Yes.
And they changed the call.
Good officiating right there.
Yes. Yeah, we saw that a little bit in our last game, Bob. We love to see that. I mean, one person doesn't always have the same angle as somebody else has.
And the person with the better angle needs to make the call, and they did. And they got it right, which is really what you want.
Forearm there, I'm surprised. Well, he got himself in trouble because he used his own forearm to push off a little bit, and it made him stumble a little bit.
Sure did. There we go.
I don't have that number, Bob.
Number 0, looks like Kenny King.
Okay.
Go get it.
He looks like he's in for Jared Bickler.
For Bel Air, I didn't even have him on my roster.
Yeah.
Might have been a recent call-up. Okay. Well, that was quite a JV game we just saw, by the way. Shouting out the 2 JV teams. Really close game. Bel Air came back.
See, Milton Wright was ahead pretty much the whole game, and Bel Air last 3-4 minutes really did a nice job of taking it to them and outscoring them. That's a nice play right there.
Another breakout here. Little Euro step for Trey Dennis to get the layup. See, Milton Wright's definitely going to have to get an answer for him on defense. Well, a little too out of control there, trying to come out. Teammates wanted him to wait for help. Okay, that was a nice play by number 11, Jordan Ross, going up when he knew he had a good position, drawing the foul. They have 2 free throws here.
See, Milton has to, I would say, work their offense to get a little bit better looking shots. And that's unusual for them. They usually get themselves in position where they're free before they shoot. They looked a little rushed tonight for some reason.
So we got both shots by Jordan Ross. Puts us into a 1-point game. Bel Air could wait for the last shot here.
This is a coach's game because this game could stay tight the whole time tonight. And
so Trey Dennis goes in, tries to get another dunk, trying to see if they called a foul here. They probably did. So he's only got 7.5 seconds left here on the clock. He can pad the lead here a little bit, but you know, Milton Wright's got to be drawing up a quick inbound play to get down court quickly.
7 seconds is a long time. You can get down the court in less than 4 seconds and have time to get a really good shot off. Looks like Milton's come back with pretty much all of their starters now.
Trey makes both very smooth. Looks like he has good calm technique there.
He has
4
good
seconds
feet.
to go. Oops. Turn the ball over here with a chance. Let's see if it's staying with them. So all you have time here for is a catch and shoot. You hear the people in the college and programs say that there's only a specific amount of times that you can legally do that.
It's
they
0.3 of a second, so it's at 0.9, so they actually could take a dribble and shoot it. That's way good.
So that was not what you draw up, but it worked. So Brandon stepped there, throwing up the shot at the end of the clock here, getting a 2-pointer. Right now, at the end of the first quarter, we have host Bel Air up 13-12. So a fairly low scoring game, but exciting nonetheless. For Milton Wright, let's show you this dunk first here before we recap this. Wow. That was pretty outstanding. Cupped the ball between his hand and his wrist. Go up there like that.
Pretty decent athlete right there.
Yes. So Milton Wright is actually led by Brandon Stepp, who came off the bench.
And they threw the ball inside him, and he scored next to the basket, and then they stopped doing that.
So he's got 6 points, and Jordan Ross has 4. For Bel Air, really the scoring has been mostly Trey Dennis. Trey Dennis now has 9 of his team's 13 points. Cam Devine has 2, and Jared Dickler has 2.
And Trey Dennis has been the best player on the floor.
Yes.
I mean, he's really done a great job this first quarter.
So here we are starting the second quarter here, Bob. Anything that you need to make an adjustment about if you're either coach?
If I'm Milton, I want to move the offense and run the offense and get better looks. You know, if I'm Bel Air, I want to keep what I'm doing, keep blocking out on defense and controlling the misses.
So it's a long shot there, but just missed. Rebound by Milton Wright. That's what they probably want, is to get the ball inside. So that was a good follow by number 10, and that would be Kyle Ashman.
Kyle Ashman with the assist from Brandon Stepp.
Kyle's also the quarterback and captain of the football team, from what I've heard.
He's a sophomore, man. You know, I mean,
it's surprising to be the captain, if that's correct.
Yeah, if that's correct, I mean, that's incredible.
But he is the starting quarterback, so that might have been the reason why. I know Kyle's father very well, Larry Ashman. He's been a longtime teacher and coach at Milton Wright. Put a lot of effort and years.
Oh, there's a nice high-low, beautiful.
Well, that's what you want. And he did get the foul drawn, so.
Well, now they just reversed it, because the last time the pass went from Sanders or from Stepp to Ashman, and this time it was from into Ashman
and then to Stepp.
Into Stepp.
That was, well, that's the kind of thing that you have to make the adjustments for, and I'm sure Coach Scott has figured that out.
Well,
go inside.
you looked at them, and that's what they were scoring. Step scored early in the first quarter and got them the lead, and then they stopped going inside. Now they're back going inside, going high-low, and being very, very effective. It's a great coaching move at the quarter.
Oh, in and out. They made 1 and 2, giving Milton Wright the 2-point lead here. So let's see what we got here for. It's a nice pass by Josiah Jagman to number 33, Cam Devine. Like a wraparound pass by Josiah Jagman there.
I'm really enjoying this because both teams are working hard defensively. I love that.
That ball was in and out.
Yeah, well, he was the one who hit the 3 to win the Edgewood game in overtime. Larry Thompson, so he can shoot that shot.
So Josiah Jagman's father, Brian Jagman, is one of the assistant coaches for Bel Air, and I coached with Brian for a long time. He knows a lot about the game. I assisted him some, he assisted me some. Oh, pop, whoa, a little foul there, big foul. Got up in the air there in an awkward position. And he went straight up, and the Bel Air players completely undercut him.
No, it wasn't really an undercut. The kid was blocking out.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and as he was blocking out, you're taught to bend down and bends, and then the kid rolled up on his back from there.
We call foul there and a push-off, trying to get open. One of the Milton Wright players unfortunately pushed off.
But that does look like a foul when you, when you bend that back and the kid gets up in the air. It looks like you're throwing him or shoving him, and just that Bel Air does a great job really blocking out.
So you got a modified half-court press here.
Little run and jump there.
They broke that pretty nicely. Milton Wright fans are going to let them hear that one, Bob.
Yeah, you throw up that air ball and you get a response all the time.
Really, really impressed with both crowds.
Nice slide up.
Is that another basket for
Kyle Ashman? Yeah.
Another 10. And, I mean, he just showed his outside game. We already know he has that. Yeah, there we go again. Nice pass to Trey for a little layup there.
This is a ball game. It's 17-17. Both teams are playing well.
He's been wanting that shot a couple times now. We call over the back here probably.
We're going to see what the call is right here.
Yeah, it was on Josiah.
Yep.
He got caught in an awkward position. He went for the ball, but the other kid bent over really low. So Josiah's follow through made him go over the back. We got Ben Cho into the game here. And for Milton Wright, Aaron Clark back in the game. Steve Mandel in the game also.
Yeah, he's on the free throw line.
Okay, number 2. Put down the first one.
And Aaron Clark's back in the ball game. See Milton substituting. They're rotating a lot of players in and out real quickly.
Yeah, coach told us he would do that. He said we are 13 strong. Got himself in a little bit of trouble there, Bob.
Yeah.
Picked up his dribble in a bad spot. Milton Wright smartly swarmed him on that one. So
that was a nice hustle by Ben Cho. He just couldn't control the basketball.
Yeah. His momentum was heading out of bounds too much.
The Milton Wright player caught the ball in the corner. He never looked inside. He had a post player just sitting waiting for the basket. Brendan Stepp was just waiting for the basketball. Brendan Stepp wasn't, just didn't get the pass.
So you got some senior
there
leadership.
It is.
That was a good try there. Nice put back. That was number 11 again, Jordan Ross. I see Milton Wright's pulled to a 3-point lead. They were a couple points behind. That ball was in and out, Josiah Jagman. That ball was halfway down. It was a good look. Besides Trey Dennis making one, I'm not sure we've had many big outside shots so far.
Not in this game. Now that should be a good shot right there, because
that looked like that should have been in from the get-go. That was Noah Clark.
Well, that was an inside-outside play, which you really squared up looking for that jumper. He threw it into the post. Postman caught it. He started to get doubled. He kicked it right back to the shooter. Then the shooter let it go, and they had three. That's basketball right there.
Here comes the replay here.
You can see inside-outside. There it goes right there. Boom.
Plenty of room.
Feet set. Bang.
Smooth. So Bel Air obviously called timeout there because Milton Wright kind of went on like a 7 or 8 point run. In my mind, they need to get pressure even in the half court, because that's what gets Trey Dennis breaking out. And then he's breaking out on the.
Where they get him is that when Simon puts that shot up, if it doesn't go in, and Bel Air blocks out well and grabs that rebound, Trey Dennis is so fast that he gets outs off that break, and it's really hard to control him in that situation. Easier to control him like in this.
So they didn't call anything there. They just basically said the player was out of control and lost the ball on his shot.
And that's what pressure does sometimes for you. That's why you have to be able to handle it, because you turn it over. And if you keep turning it over, they're going to keep pressing you.
See, Bel Air needs a stop here. They're down by 6 with a little under 4 minutes to go here. It's a nice move there. Again, one person down low passing to the other.
Beautiful.
And then Brandon Stepp draws the foul.
You know, it's beautiful. They're driving into the lane, and they're dumping it off to the big guy. The big guy's faking people in the air, getting them in the air, and then jumping and fouling them, and now he's going to the free throw line, and you're up by 6, and you're taking good shots and being in good position, which means that the lead only then starts to get bigger.
Well, and on top of that, all three players that have been sharing the big men roles for Milton Wright, if they don't like what they have, they're shoveling it to their third teammate. And they're getting some really good chances.
Well, they don't care who you are if you're open.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who, whichever player they have that stands with a blue uniform, if he's open and they get him the basketball, he's going to score, get fouled. So Milton has not taken the press off now since that has happened, since they've had that run. Brandon
Stepp made both free throws. He's up to 9 points already. We have, for Milton Wright, we have number 24, Justin Ekman in the game.
Yes.
So now we have an 8-point deficit.
What we had there was a 1-2-2 full court press and not the man. They jumped into his own full court press, and it bothered Bel Air again. And when you do that, you got to run a man into the middle. Bel Air would have to run a man into the middle high, hit him, and then cut off of him to the basket. And you'll break that press.
According to that, number 33 has 3 fouls. And I'm assuming that's for, is that Milton Wright's Brandon Stepp, or is that, no, it must be Cam Devine. Must have left the game for Bel Air with 3 fouls. And you probably won't see him for the rest of the half now.
No.
Okay, that's what Bel Air needs. Trey Dennis with another bucket.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty good defense on Trey Dennis.
Yes.
I mean, he just went up through the kid and just too strong for him.
How come when I jump, I come down a lot sooner, Bob? He seemed like he was floating in the air and just willed that over the man.
As my buddies used to tell me, Ray, I'd be afraid if you could jump over the Saturday morning paper, because I know you can't jump over the Sunday paper, So it's,
yeah, and he comes into the game for the first time, or number 24, Justin Ekman, and he gets to the line and he makes the first one. I think that was his first time in the game.
Yes, it was.
But again, that shows you how Coach Scott uses his bench.
Yes.
Calmly puts in both.
Here we are in that 1-2-2 press again.
Yeah, we got to see if Bel Air can figure that out.
There it is, right in the middle that time. That's how you beat it right there.
Nice
That's how you beat it right there.
Got to finish that play, though.
Nice play by Brandon Stepp right there.
So everything worked on that play except for the final shot.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's all you can do as a coach is to put that kid in a position to have a shot that he should be able to make. And then it's up to the players. The players have to do their job.
Just had a good shot at Coach Scott there on the sideline. Thought maybe he should attack the basket with that one, Bob.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah, I think we have a foul there. We got 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go here, and Milton Wright has jumped out to a 27-19 lead.
They called a foul on Brandon Stepp, number 33. So
that's his second.
Brandon Stepp with his 4.75 grade point average for C. Milton, and outstanding lacrosse player.
I think if you added my first semester and my second semester, I might have had that 4.75.
And he's also an all-county orchestra. So he has an instrument he plays really well. He has lacrosse that he plays really well. And he's having a very good game playing basketball tonight.
So that was Charles Hammond making 2 free throws there. That helps a little bit here. Bel Air needs a couple stops, though. I would think C. Milton Wright would be looking to get back inside here again.
You would think. They were looking for the high-low, but he went behind him.
It's good defense on Bel Air. Wouldn't give it to him. Mid-range shot there, in and out. Well, Bel Air got their stop now, Bob. They got to go put another bucket in here. He tried for the backdoor pass, but it wasn't quite there. Defender did a good job cutting it off. Nice job. I think that was, if I'm not mistaken, it was number 15 for Bel Air again. Coming into the game just recently, Charles Hammond getting another bucket. We got a 3 here. Almost got bank. That quickly we're back to a 4-point game. And a nice drive and bucket again for number 3 for Bel Air. That would be Jared Bickler with his Jared Bickler for number 3 with his 3rd and 4th point. Now C. Milton Wright needs an answer.
Now you'd hate to call timeout with 56 seconds left in the half, but C. Milton's getting playing a little out of sorts for them. You need to settle down, and that, when you have 4 sophomores and 2 juniors, you know, they only have 2 seniors on the team. C. Milton, so.
And Bel Air is doing this with Trey Dennis out on the court right now.
Because they're doing it at the defensive ends.
Yes. Okay, that was a good grab and put back there by Kyle Ashman again.
Bel Air has number 2, Gavin Shaw, in the ball game.
Bel Air coach was not pleased about that play. Coach Darko was thinking they needed to calm down a little bit in that moment. So I would think C. Milton Wright would work the clock here and get the last shot off.
Well, they can't get the last shot off, but
well, you're correct. I just mean get it down to where there's very little time for them.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to tell high school players that sometimes. They are great, but they sometimes.
That was an away court roll right into the basket for him. Josh Adams, he snuck in the ball game too.
Yes, that's his first point of the game. See, Milton Wright's got 7 players in the scorebook here. So now Bel Air should be able to get the last shot here.
Right down the middle.
It's good defense.
It's about a
Drew the foul there.
There's 0.4 of a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So now the shot clock's off, and there's 8 seconds left in the half now.
I think Milton Wright kind of bailed Bel Air out in that play. They were playing good defense, and that was very smart by Jared Bickler. He really created that play.
I mean, anytime you can get 3 points at the line with less than 10 seconds left in the half, you know, you can cut in the lead. It's you know, if you're behind.
Makes both. Now, Milton Wright called timeout. They want to draw something up here, Bob. With 8.5, you say it's plenty of time to get down the court.
Plenty of time.
Are you going down and trying to get it to one of your big men right away, or are you just pulling up and taking an outside shot?
You know, it depends on what Coach Scott thinks. I mean, if he wants to run down and set a screen and then kick the ball inside, he has time to do that. The big man doesn't have a lot of time to make moves. He can, you know, he can make 1-2 moves, and then he's got, if they bring it right down right away. But 8.6 is a long time.
One thing I like about the idea of putting it in down low is either Brandon Stepp or Kyle Ashman has shown the propensity to be able to draw contact.
Right. What you have to have, you know there's 8.6 seconds. You have to have a sense of urgency. But it's like John Wooden, who's coaching at UCLA for years, used to say, you need to be quick, but you don't have to hurry. Hurry leads you to turnovers. Quick puts you in a position to get your shots.
So he's bringing it down quickly. He's going to try to get.
We got a whistle.
I don't know if he called. I think he called the player for pushing off as he was doing the spin move.
Offensive foul. Yep.
Yeah.
Said he hooked him.
I don't know what you can do with 2.0 though.
You can throw it half court, take a timeout. You can throw it all the way down the court. You can.
He got it. Oh, he got it off in time and in. So
that looked like the Duke play with Christian Leitner years ago, where they hit the guy and he kicked it off the guy to the left. And that's what you can do with it, right?
Jared Bickler, but again, he didn't call bank.
But again, if you look up, what's the score?
So here we are at halftime, Bob, 30-30. Wow, a game of runs again. We're quick thoughts on the first half before we wrap it up. Let's do the replay here first. This is a great show to see a replay on. Up in the air, boom. Good body control hanging in the air there.
They threw it 3/4 of the length of the floor. Bel Air man caught it, kicked it to the shooter on the left, who went up with all this with 2 seconds now, and legitimately, and he put the shot in the basket, and there it was.
So let me do a quick wrap here. For Bel Air, Trey Dennis already with 13 points. Cam Devine with 4. 9 points for Jared Bickler, and 4 points for Charles Hammond. For Milton Wright, it's a little bit more balanced. You got Kyle Ashman down low with 8 points and a lot of rebounds. Jordan Ross with 6. And you have off the bench, Brandon Stepp leading scoring with 9 points. So great first half here. We will be back with the second half action in just a few minutes. Here we are back for the second half of this local match between Bel Air High School and Milton Wright. It's 30-30, folks. It's a great game. Looked like Milton Wright was going to pull away there for a second, Bob, but then Bel Air came right back.
It's been an excellent game, and obviously the score reflects it being 30-30. Milton Wright has looked very good at times, and Bel Air has looked very good at times, and hence it's a 30-30 game. Talking to Coach Darko before the game, he told me that I said, "Is this a friendly rivalry?" And he says, "Not during the game, it's not." He said, "But all the kids know each other." He said, "They're friends before the game and after the game, pretty much." He said, "But during the game," he said, they like nothing more than to beat each other." So
that's very common to local matchups. These kids play travel and AAU ball with each other growing up, and you know, they're right on the borderline with each other for school districts.
Yeah, they go to different schools in the end, and
Some of them could literally live 5 houses down from each other, but go to the different school.
live right across the street. Take different buses. It's amazing.
Well, now with all the special programs every school has, kids can go to almost any school in the county.
Yeah,
they
they
want
can.
to.
At the high school level,
Yes.
each school has their own special program, and if that's what you want academically, then you may travel. You may be traveling across the county to go to a very different school than you thought you'd ever go to.
So to me, for this second half, if I'm Bel Air, I got to get Trey Dennis rolling again, because he was a difference for a while there.
Well,
and
for sure.
he was out some at the end of the first half. I don't know if it was due to fouls.
I think he had a couple fouls, and I don't think they wanted to take a chance on him picking up a third as valuable as he is to that team.
Well, what great way for his team to pick him up. They went on like a 7-2 spurt without him on the court.
Yes.
You know, that was impressive.
Yeah.
So Milton Wright inbounding the ball right now.
And it looks like they're back. Both teams are back to their starters.
Trying to work the ball around here, seeing for somebody to pop
there
open.
he is. Turn inside. There it is.
Do they count that? Are they giving him the N1?
He gave him a travel, it looked like.
Oh, they must have called the basket off, so.
Yep, they called a travel. So when he turned, he switched pivot feet.
That should have been a backcourt.
Over and back.
Yes.
Wow.
They kind of pressured him right there at just over
Yeah,
the
but
court.
you as a player, you have to know where you are. And when you come across, when you come across that line, you can't go back.
Okay, officials calling timeout here for something.
That whistle, I think, scared the Milton player for a second, because he thought, what are you calling?
What did I do, Mr. Ref?
Well, the officials have been pretty good tonight. The game has been excellent to this point. There we go, right inside, bang.
Yeah, I mean, they got the ball to Kyle pretty easily there. Our coach is not going to be happy that they can get the ball in there that easily. That was a really nice drive by number 15, I think that was.
Yes.
Charles Hammond again.
Yeah, the problem there was they gave him the baseline. I think he was expecting help, and no help came.
Another shot there for Kyle Ashman.
Yeah, he has a really nice touch around 15 feet and in. See Milton staying in that 3-2 full court.
That might have been almost a travel there. It was good pressure. So we got a foul here on the shot.
Wow, he was bailed out on that play.
Yeah, I thought he was getting a little out of control there.
Yeah, he was.
So we got Larry Thompson going to the line here.
If I were a coach in this game, I would be talking to the players about how important each possession is, that we want to get shots and not turnovers.
So this is pretty surprising, Bob. That's his first points of the game, and he averages 10 a game. So a lot of the other players were...
Well, he's been in and out of the game also tonight for some reasons.
Had to step on him there, but he didn't follow it up with a rebound. Saya trying to get that rebounding shot.
There's athleticism by Larry Thompson there to get away from that charge. Boy.
Yeah, they're going to have
Kyle Ashman has been drilling that 15-footer. That's three in a row that he's taken, that he's made, and really has helped the Milton Wright team.
Yeah, that was a good job by
Kenny King on
Kenny King getting into the lane there.
That was a nice floater. They usually don't go in. Wow.
Yeah, Kyle Ashman in the bucket again. He's kind of taking over the game right now.
Yeah, he's feeling it. Milton has really picked their defense up here.
think that was a block by Kyle Ashman.
It wasn't. It came right down on the Bel Air player's shoulder out of bounds, so it should be C. Milton ball.
Yep. I was a little surprised that the Bel Air player wanted to drive in there amongst the trees like that because there's a lot of people back there on defense. So we got a 5-point lead here that quickly for C. Milton Wright, and with the ball. I think he moved his feet a little too quick.
He absolutely did. Unfortunately, because he was getting ready to make the right play, but he switched feet as he was kind of faked himself out before he dribbled. Or after he dribbled.
Another one of the 4 sophomores there for C. Milton Wright.
Noah Clark, he's a really good all-around player for them. Nice seal.
Got to finish that one off.
Yep.
Another miss. And a block that's called a foul.
Charles Hammond at the line here, got that offensive rebound and put the shot back up and got fouled.
Yeah, I think we're going to need to see Trey Dennis get more involved here for Bel Air, though. Nice shot, makes the first. Nice shot again. Makes them both. He's up to 8 points now for Charles, coming off the bench. And I'm impressed with the benches on these teams, Bob. They're both contributing.
You know, both of these teams have done a really nice job, and I really like the way they're working hard defensively.
Good rebound by Trey. All the way outlet. Oh, my.
That's a nice break right there.
You know what? I thought for sure that Charles Hammond was too far underneath that basket there.
No, he was athletic enough that he could just lean back and get up and put it in.
He stopped on a dime on that catch.
Yep.
Nice backdoor cut. Off on the shot.
Brandon Stepp, you got to grab that ball with 2 hands and then put it back up.
Yeah, he kind of rushed himself there.
Well, he just tried to tap it, and it's tough to do that sometimes.
So we're back to a 1-point game with the ball in Trey's hands. He wants that free. The crowd again will let them know.
Well, I know he's strong enough to make that shot to reach the basket, but that one was a little short.
Fender got in his space a little bit there, and I felt like he kind of jumped up and backwards a little bit to push the a little bit off of his shot.
Very nice give and go right there between Stepp and Larry Thompson.
Yeah, so now we're going to get back to the line here for Stepp. He's already got 9 points. Might be getting into double figures soon.
This is a good basketball game. This is enjoyable to watch.
Makes the first for his 10th point. C. Milton Wright, we have number 2, Steve Mandel in the game.
Allegedly he's their best defensive player, so he must want somebody. Coach maybe wants one of their players put Mandel on him and see if he can slow him down a little bit. So let's see. And who do you think he's picking up?
Yep, best player.
Got Trey Dennis. He's going to guard Trey Dennis. Whoops!
Got by him on that. I think I would have kicked that ball out top. Trey's willing to drive. That was a good effort on Brandon Stepp. He just could not.
It was.
Well, you know what? Way to go, Brandon.
There's an even better effort by Brandon Stepp.
He misses on one end.
And he runs all the way back to the baseline and makes the defensive play. Fantastic. That clap, Brandon, that's for you.
That's definitely that hustle play that you need in a game like this. And so far, this game has shown it could come down to one possession.
See, that's not a shot I think the coach wants him to take.
No. I'm surprised Milton Wright's not getting back to the inside-outside game again a little bit more.
My theory with shooting for my team was this, that if you're willing to bet $100 on that shot that you're going to make it, then take it. But if you're not willing to lose 100, don't take it.
So that ball did not hit anything, so he's got to get a shot up soon. Somebody on Bel Air does.
22 seconds, they changed the clock.
Changed it. I'm surprised they did that because it didn't touch anything.
Why, you're at home, aren't you?
It's a home scorekeeping there. Come on.
Actually, it's up to the official to tell him, so I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
Whoa. Well, looked like we had a couple football players on that
we
one.
did. I was almost surprised he didn't call the travel because he rolled over with the ball. But, you know, that's the kind of hustle Kyle Ashman's going to do. And he's not just going to get inside and outside shots. He's going to dive to the floor.
Now we got Aaron Clark back in the ball game for C. Milton.
Yeah, they need a little calming force here.
Yeah. There's the hustle by Clark on Trey Dennis, and he gets the basketball from behind.
See if Aaron can calm the team down here a little bit. I mean, I think you got to get back to one of your hot players here. Get the ball back to Ashman and step inside if you can. Nice pass, up and in.
You know, the thing by Clark is amazing. I mean, he's not as big as the players he's playing against. He's given a lot of height and size away to and poundage away to Trey Dennis, but he just works so stinking hard.
I think that last bucket.
Cho.
I think that last bucket was for Ross, and then Cho comes in and
takes it right down in the lane and lays it up with his left hand, and now the ball goes inside.
First bucket's for Cho. Step trying to get in low. Aaron Clark hustling in there to try to get a rebound. But
yeah, he should have grabbed that ball though, because I don't think he should have been sure whose ball that was going to be.
He got bumped on that rebound a little bit, and then it got knocked out of bounds. But I don't think they said it was enough to call a foul. Well, we've got a minute to go in this quarter, Bob.
Yep.
And it's a 2-point game. Everything we can ask for.
Jordan Ross had a nice drive to the basket. He just couldn't get the ball down.
Yeah, I thought that was overdue.
Well,
that Trey was going to get back, but Aaron Clark defended him well.
Yeah, but he should add help. Somebody should have came out and got on his right hand and kind of shut that down, and they didn't.
So we got a tie game here, going towards near the end of the quarter. All the travel, walk. So now it's 27.2. Theoretically, Bel Air could probably get the last shot, but every time I say that, it doesn't happen, Bob.
Well, I mean, they have enough time if, you know, there's 30 seconds in the shot clocks or whatever it is.
Let's see, they went right to the basket again. And yes, he's going to the foul line, but you're giving the other team a chance with the ball again, which you really don't have to do.
No, you don't. Of course, it depends on how you play, and if that's the way you want to play, then that's, you know, that's your style, and that's the way you do play.
So Cam Devine going to the line for two. First one in and out. But ball hit rim, backboard, rim, and out.
He's a very valuable player to Bel Air, Cam Devine, and he's been sitting most of the third quarter because of the 3 fouls.
Mm-hmm. Makes the second one. Bel Air with a 1-point lead, 43-42.
It's been a while since they've been in the lead.
Yeah, 20 seconds to go in the third period. See what they got here. In and out. Have 5 seconds to get down court and to do something. Does get the shot up. If that one would have gone into Bob, I think the Bel Air crowd would have gone.
Well, he was feeling it. He felt it was his turn.
Well, the Simone Wright defenders did a good job of taking away his couple passes.
They did, and he got some help on him, and they made him take a tough shot.
So here we are at the end of the third quarter. You know, host Bel Air up 43-42. Bring the old coach out of you, Bob. What do you do if you're each team here?
Well, I mean, if you're C. Milton Wright, you got to go back inside again, like you've been successful doing. You have to have a little more patience. I think some of the shots they're taking aren't very good. And Bel Air, on the other hand, has done a really nice job of getting down the court, not turning it over lately, and getting the basketball to people in good positions to take shots. And they're getting some players off of drives to the basket. And Trey Dennis has had a pretty decent third quarter.
If you're Coach Scott, do you go back into some more half-court presses? Because
yes.
They had a stretch there where they were really confusing Bel Air.
Yeah, I think you want to get into your 3-2 press, full-court press, because it did give them problems.
Ashman with a shot, going back up with his own. I think they're calling a foul on the floor here.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Well, it's very frustrating.
It's on Jagman, number 4.
It's frustrating to the other team when you got a person who can hustle and will, score for you and rebound for you and assist for you.
Well, both teams have been really pretty unselfish for the most part. I think it's a little tougher on Larry Thompson because he played at Bel Air for 2 years. And, you always want to go home and show off how good you are. And, sometimes that makes you do some things that you don't necessarily want to do or is good for your team. But he'll settle down. He's a good player.
Should have probably hit that first man that was open.
Yeah, that's the rule.
So I think Simone Wright coach called a smart timeout there. He saw his player with.
I'll tell you what,
pass to.
Kyle Ashman plays like a senior. He really does. He's under control. Hits the open jumpers when he has them. Goes to the offensive glass. Is smart. He's been a lot of fun to watch. I can understand why he's a quarterback, a starting quarterback on a football team. That's really helped his basketball.
His sister Kelsey was a good field hockey player for Simone Wright a little while back. And we didn't even really talk much about the fact that Coach Scott was a very successful player himself, playing in South Carolina.
At South Carolina State University,
They said they made March Madness twice when he was there.
Yeah, they won the league at North Carolina Central, and I think Morgan's in that league. It's a tough league.
Probably Howard.
Yeah, it's a tough league.
So that was a good play there. Let's see if he can get back involved. A good rebound there by Kyle Ashman. But again, we've said it like 5 times. I really think that the Kyle Ashman and Brandon Stepp game needs to get going again down low.
Again, you've got to run your offense and run it to get the ball into that post player and handle that.
So that's a third foul for Cy Jagman.
And I want to talk about Bel Air a little bit because over their last 8 games, they've won 6 of them. They've played very well. You can tell they're getting better. They're getting better defensively. They're blocking out very well. So Coach Darko is doing a very nice job with this team right now.
Kyle might have got away with a little push off there. Oh, nice pass.
Don't bend down.
Wow. Brandon Stepp with the putback.
Yeah, that's because when Kyle got doubled, Brandon Stepp was with Brandon Stepp's man. He was wide open on the other side for the missed shot.
So we're back to a 1-point lead for Simone Wright.
That's a tough shot.
Yeah.
It's a tough shot. Yeah, that doesn't usually go in. Now you want to see discipline. You want to see the teams work to get good shots. Oh,
Oops,
that was a shove.
Yeah. That was good inside outside.
Yep.
And it's in. So number 14.
That's Noah Clark
Noah
again, who
Clark.
does a little bit of everything for them. Mr. Glue Man.
Well, that was patience. That was
Mr.
inside
Swiss Army
outside,
knife.
inside outside. They
Well, that's their part of their offense. And if you want to be good and you want to score, you do those things.
very, very patient. Picked up his dribble. That was a tough pass there. He's lucky he caught that. But he's such an athlete that he did. I feel like Trey's trying to do a little too much from the outside right now. But he hasn't really been able to get on the break for a while.
Yeah.
But that's because Milton Wright is scoring.
Well, when you're the quote man on your team, you know, and you get a look like he just got, you know, you want to take that shot because you truly believe that's a shot you make.
The thing I haven't seen with Bel Air is, Milton Wright's doing the inside-outside game, but Bel Air is just taking the outside shot without going inside-outside.
Now, I'm not sure they have inside scorers right now.
But they're just not creating the as open and outside shot. I don't think they allow that basket there. They call the foul on the floor.
And in some cases, you'd have to look at Milton Wright and say, you know, they're pretty good defensively, and they're working real hard at it. So there you go.
This could tie the game, not quite in. Out of bounds off of, I think, Milton Wright.
Yes.
It was a good effort by Kyle, but he just had to reach up and out too far, and it took him out of bounds. Nice shovel pass, and then that was a nice bucket there. I think that was number
Gavin
2.
Shaw. Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
it was a great cut to the basket for kind of like a give and go. And
he protected the ball very well.
yes, absolutely.
He was amongst taller players, and he really protected that ball well to put it up and in. So we're back to a 1-point lead for Milton Wright.
That's the fourth foul on Cam Devine.
Okay, we got an easy bucket there for Kyle Ashman on an inbound play. That's probably the best inbound play I've seen them do this game.
Well, it's scored. It has to be perfect, right?
Yeah, well, and it was an easy basket. Like, you can't be giving that up to Kyle Ashman. You know, when you're a coach, I think you say, this is the last player we want to get the ball. Okay, 3-point lead for Milton Wright with the ball. Kyle taking the drive. Calling that ball off on the top of the backboard, I think. Out of bounds off the top of the backboard. Kyle got caught up in the air a little bit too much there. He thought he was going to get another step closer.
It was a little out of control. Just a tad, but
it was also good defense cutting him off.
Yep.
We'll reach in here maybe. I think we got a timeout here. Looks like maybe the Milton Wright called timeout. Coach called timeout.
No, it looked like Bel Air. He pointed to the Bel Air people.
Oh, I thought he was pointing past them. My bad.
Yeah.
So you got Coach Brian Jagman on the screen there. Sort of see him drawing up some plays for his team. You know, they're down 3. What advice do you think he's giving them here, Coach? Coach Brian Jagman? Yeah, what do you think he would be telling them
the assistant coach is talking. Brian,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I think right now is basically he wants them to get an easy shot.
Right.
You know, offensively, and he wants them to continue playing defense the way they've been playing. You know, they're down by 3 points at this particular point. So
now you see how Milton Wright stands in the huddle. Coach told us before the game that's what they do to show unity.
Link them up.
Yep.
We're a team. Number 21 there, Cooper Hitchcad. He was the captain of the volleyball team. He has a 4.0 something grade point average, and he's a leader.
He's the valedictorian at this point. He's also the captain of the basketball team. Coach said he's the most dedicated player on the team.
Wow. Did you see that drive and floating left-hander by Gavin Shaw? That's a tough shot through people.
Well, they needed that bad.
Oh, now he has a chance to tie it.
Here comes the replay here. Let's see what we got here. Made a quick move here.
And he's on Jared Clay. He's on the best defensive player for C. Milton.
Yeah,
and he went to his weak side and he came back.
This is a free throw, but we do have a one-point game here.
Yeah.
Less than 4 minutes to go in a game, and a one-point game, you can't ask for more.
Well, now you have to be disciplined. You have to run your stuff and get easy looks.
Senior captain Aaron Clark in the game. They won a little bit of team leadership here. Not thinking that's the exact play you wanted. Yeah, that was smart. Trey, you know the athlete in him wanted to dunk that ball, but Aaron disrupted a little bit, so he just calmly laid it in.
First of all, your guards have to be back to take that pass away. Can't be giving up an easy basket like that this late in the game.
Got a little back end play here for Step. Let's see if they called the foul. Well, this is why you and I have been asking for that inside game most of the game, because either Brandon Step or Kyle Ashman, they draw contact. They go to the line.
And Step also, even if he's in the post, he passes the basketball post to post very well.
Yes.
So, I mean, he would have to touch the basketball every possession.
This is the first. Needs this one to tie the game. Makes the second one. 3 minutes to go in the game. We're tied 49-49. This should be interesting, Bob. Thought he was going to pop that shot.
I don't think he feels that shot.
Good drive. Good rebound. Brandon Step on the rebound. Trey Dennis almost got his own rebound, but Brandon really worked hard to get that rebound.
Now again, we need to go inside outside here for C. Milton.
Okay, Aaron Clark, senior captain, with a big basket here.
Well, that was Jordan Ross, number 11. Is that who it was?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Aaron. My bad. I saw one. I thought it was 2 ones. So that was very needed right there. Gives them a 3-point lead.
Yeah, well, that 3-point was replay. Here we come. Now we'll know who it is. Make sure we have this right. Yeah, number 11. There
Nothing
we go.
but net. Sorry about that, Jordan. I see an 11 and I see a 1 from the side angle here.
Nice play. He's their leading scorer, Jordan Ross. He's averaging 14 and a half a game. And he's a sophomore and he's a second-year varsity player. The only one on the team who's a second-year varsity player. Wow.
Well, Brandon Step currently has 18 points. He's a junior. Kyle Ashman currently has 18 points. Brandon has 13 points. All their underclassmen are the scorers.
Yeah. All their underclassmen are their starters.
Yes.
they're the players, and Coach Scott has a bench that he can go to and who come in and augment them and supplement them and do well.
So we're down to 2 minutes left in this game. C. Milton Wright up 52-49. had the play, drew the foul.
It's a nice step through on Cam Devine's part. Now, Cam Devine, number 33, has 4 fouls.
Yeah,
so
be careful. But you know what? He was very patient.
Well, there's a minute 55 left in the game. He has to play because he's one of our best players.
Misses the first.
He's got to make these free throws. This is that crucial time.
Here comes the C. Milton Wright crowd, getting ready to roar. Missed both. Tried to hustle back for the rebound, but he unfortunately stepped out of bounds.
Well, Noah Clark almost made a mistake there by trying to dribble that ball instead of grabbing it. And fortunately, when a Bel Air player took it from him, he was standing out of bounds with a foot.
C. Milton Wright taking their time with a 3-point lead. Bel Air does not want this to get to a 2-possession game.
Nice cut.
Lost the ball there, hustling, but after Brandon hustled to the floor to get the ball, he tried to make a pass.
When you get in that position as a player, you have to hold the ball and to get a jump ball. Or at least try to get a jump ball. Because the other players could back off. You were in the lane, it could be at 3 seconds also.
Nice backdoor cut. Nice pass.
Beautiful pass.
Wow, that was a pass from
Trey Dennis.
Trey Dennis. Backdoor cut. I think
Cam Devine.
Cam Devine, wow.
Yep. Just showing you the unselfish side of Trey Dennis. The side that wants to win rather than being concerned about his own numbers.
Back to a 1-point game here. Well, that was good hands by our defensive specialist there. Knocked that ball right out of his hands to his teammate. Way to hustle, Gavin. Okay, we got to stop here.
Well, there's 40 now. Now we're getting into last minute of the game. Bel Air needs a stop here. And they can't give up a 3.
They have not got the ball into Ashman in a while. Now we got the step. I think Ashman hopefully wants to cut off of him. Good hands by Bel Air again. Have a chance to take the lead with 20 seconds to go. Oh, he didn't know he had nothing behind him there. Are you really holding off for the last shot here? I think you got to make it before then. Back to him, he's open, Trey's open.
They kept getting in each other's way.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised there. As they were working the ball around, Trey was open. And they could have gotten it back to him. So as you can see, the C. Milton Wright crowd swarms the court. So we have a 52-51 win for visiting C. Milton Wright.
Quite a game.
I mean, if we had to pay Bob to get in, I would say it was worth the price of admission. Here's the replay of the closing play of the game.
See, they kept stepping in each other's way there.
Yeah, they all kept coming over to them. 2 or 3 players were on the man with the ball. Probably got to get the ball to somebody else. They actually had time for one more pass and then the shot. So as you see the crowd here on the court, filing out, administrators and teachers making sure nobody has a problem, getting your cars to go home, have a good night. So final score here, 52-51. I'm going to say here that both teams had many impact players, Bob. Trey Dennis, he had 17 points. Cam Devine, I have with at least 7. Jared Bickler with 9. And Charles Hammond with 10. And we also had, defensive specialist Gavin Shaw come in and do a lot of good defense there, cause some turnovers. For C. Milton Wright, the inside game was really, really devastating to Bel Air. Kyle Ashman finishing the game with, I have 18 points, could be more. And Jordan Ross, 8. Noah Clark, 6. And then really, he could easily be a starter. Brandon Stepp, 14 points.
Yeah.
What a game.
He had an excellent game tonight, and he played a lot more than Dylan Sander, who actually starts at that position. So you know, in many situations, it's not whether you start or not; it's how many minutes you get, and are you playing at the end. You know, that tells you who the coach really wants to put in the basketball game there. Or maybe it was just a game where he was playing well, and you know, Dylan was struggling a little bit, because you're not a starter unless you played well at some point along the line, which Dylan has.
This is one of those games that I think if we would have just kept playing, the lead would have just kept exchanging.
Yeah, we could have watched this for the next half hour or so, you know, and it still would have been, you know, watching, you know, pretty good basketball.
So what are your final thoughts about the potential of both of these teams, Bob?
I think they're both getting better. I think that there's a, you know, some things they have to do better. I see Milton Wright's case. It's the youngsters. I mean, they're playing well, but they're still young. And the more experience they get, the more they play in these type of games. Now, they won a game 52-50 their last game where they hit a 3 to win, and now they just won this at the buzzer. So this has to help them down the line.
Oh, definitely.
Bel Air, on the other hand, you know, has all of a sudden, you know, become pretty good. And even though they lost this game by a point, you know, they gave a great account of themselves, and they should feel really good about themselves. And when they get back to playing the teams in the Susquehanna Conference, you know, instead of the Czech, they're going to be pretty good.
So my take on this game is both well coached, and you know, these teams are improving, to your point. So, you know, I think that both of these teams, remainder of the season, is going to continue to rise, and they're going to do well. And that's
going to get better.
Yes. So, Bel Air moves to 7-6, and C. Milton Wright moves to 13-3. This was a wonderful game, and both teams played really well. Both teams well coached, and I enjoyed calling this game with you, Bob. So we hope you have enjoyed this sports showcase event on Harvard TV. Once again, the final score is C. Milton Wright 52, Bel Air 41, and we look forward to you tuning in to our next two telecasts. Take care.